What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, October 10th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Happy hump day. I hope everybody's week's going well. There's a lot going on in the world. Shout, prayers and then just everything to people in Florida after Helene. That's got to be very edgy, and it's a big deal. So my thoughts and prayers are definitely to the people in Florida. Well, today we got Jupiter stationed retrograde, so in Gemini too, which I think is just a fun thing to remember, is that, look, Jupiter doesn't do well in Gemini, so having a bunch of crazy beliefs, a bunch of wild hopes, let's just reel it in a little bit here. This is a time to be looking at the facts. We really have to not just blindly believe in things right now, especially during this Jupiter retrograde. Let's get back to really common sense, looking at things and reacting to your environment based on what's actually showing up without creating a story. I know that there's stories being created. We just had eclipse season. We're coming off it. The moon's coming into Capricorn, and it will square the nodes today as well. We just don't want to get crazy with how we're, creating stories right now. React accordingly in your life, in what's giving truth, what has receipts, what's fact-based, what makes sense. It's going to be so much more helpful than just a hope, a belief, a dream about something. We never want to give up on dreams, I'm not saying that, but definitely make decisions based on what's really going on in your life. Close, community, all of that, it's important. So remember that, and especially with the way that Jupiter's stationing at 21 degrees and in sextile to Chiron, and Venus in Scorpio is at 20 degrees now, and it's in this yod for these next 2 days with this stationed Jupiter and Chiron in retrograde in Aries. And I think it's a big test too on our relationships, coming off an eclipse in Libra, Sun in Libra, it's Libra season. It's a big test on if our relationships are empowering us, if they make sense, if there's good communication, but it's also very black and white about if there's manipulation, if there's misuse of power, if there's all these, scorpionic traits too. And with Mars in Cancer, yes, coming up, Venus is separating from that trine a little bit, but also square this Chiron. We could have some really wounded egos right now that are trying to maybe pull one over on other people. Other people could be trying to pull one over on others. Definitely a lot of projection could be coming out right now. So it's a big we need to be paying attention to what is really going on in our life, what is true, what relationships are good, what connections are good, what friendships are good, what everything is really and putting the facts together, okay? And not just a hope and belief that something will get better. Pay attention. And also don't feel like a martyr right now if something is trying to kind of slow you down or make you question things or getting in your feels. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for healing. And this is where I think you're going to find great empowerment within your own self-worth, your own values, and it doesn't have to be reliant or dependent on another person, place, or thing to bring that to you, but it's really getting closer to your actions of delineating what is true and real for you based on fact in your life is going to be extremely healing and bring a lot of positivity to what you're going to identify and what you're going to act on moving forward. And you want to pay attention to that, especially with the moon coming into Capricorn. Got to take accountability for things right now. It's going to feel better the more we're accountable, the more we're reliable, the more we're just on pace in our life and just handling the things that need to get handled, and kind of no BS, mature situations right now, mature responses, mature reactions. These are all, big for our own self-development and how we can all grow together and have healthy relationships too. So kind of an interesting day. I think we can feel productive today in a big way, but we're also still kind of lost in time. And don't create stories. Let's just leave that up to something bigger. You just pay attention to what makes sense, respond to things in your life, especially with the moon coming into Capricorn here and squaring the nodes. coming off eclipse season, still kind of in that between worlds. Gotta be, taking a lot of accountability and not pointing the finger, not, saying this and that is out to get me, because that's just giving your power away. This is finding a lot of inner emotional authority to build healthy relationships and to really build a strong identification with our own lives, our futures, and looking at things fact-based. Bow, 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 bow. All right? Card for the day, as I already shuffled, by the way, is the Fool card. Yay. Love that. Some would say it's the Alpha and the Omega. Solar value 0. I love the naivety to this card, right? Because the Fool doesn't have some crazy story about what the journey is going to be. It's just willing to go on the journey, and it's kind of just going to play his little flute off into the distance and hopefully not fall off the cliff. But we just got to kind of go with the flow and see where the universe is showing us truth, opening up doors, enlightening us in ways, giving us lessons, and we just got to be open to going through the progressions without, just don't try and create something out of thin air right now. Just be grounded and pay attention, and your journey is going to be much, much better with this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, which is going to be wild because Mercury is going to station retrograde in Sagittarius and oppose that Jupiter, and that's a very interesting transit, both in detriment. So be willing to just go on the journey, respond accordingly with the truth and the fact and the common sense of what needs to get done for your growth today, okay? I love you all. Have a beautiful Wednesday. I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.